Hi, I'm Meredith, Carey, an editor at Condé Nast Traveler, and I've designed some incredible dates inspired by 7 classic romantic movies. I'll be transporting you from screen to cities around the world, suggesting dates based on some of my favorite moments from across cinematic history. The will they, won't they tension between Jane Austen's Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth Bennet has inspired centuries of movie romances. Recreate that Georgian-era magic for yourself by traveling to England's Wiltshire region for a Pride and Prejudice-inspired tour of the finest country gardens. Just know, it's BYO Mr. Darcy. The first stop is the Wilton House, owned by the 18th Earl and Countess of Pembroke. It stands in for Darcy's Pemberley estate in the 2005 movie, but it probably looks familiar since it's been used as a filming location in shows like Bridgerton and The Crown, and movies like Emma and Sense and Sensibility. In this scene, Keira Knightley runs through the pouring rain and over the bridge at the Stourhead estate. She finds refuge in the Temple of Apollo before Matthew Macfadyen's Darcy makes his first declaration of love.
I don't understand.
I love you. Most ardently.
Which is quickly turned down. You can visit the Stourhead estate and stand in the Temple of Apollo just like Keira and Matthew, but it isn't the only romantic spot in the extensive gardens worth visiting. Be sure to explore the cozy, cave-like grotto and the flower-filled garden behind the mansion. Wrap up the day with afternoon tea, a time-honored British tradition. In fact, the UK actually drinks some 36 billion cups of tea every year. Take in delicious scones, sandwiches, patisserie, and of course tea, overlooking the gardens at Lucknow Park Estate. Book a room at the Estates Hotel to stay beyond tea and indulge in the on-site spa. The hot stone massage will relax you after a day spent tromping around in true Elizabeth Bennet style. Next, to the sticky summers of upstate New York. Revved up by Dirty Dancing and the vacation romance between Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey, we're heading to the Catskills. In this scene, which wasn't actually in the original script, Patrick and Jennifer practice their moves and end up crawling on the floor to Mickey and Sylvia's hit, Love is Strange. There are plenty of Catskills resorts that keep that same nostalgia alive. Plan a getaway at the Mohonk Mountain House, a Victorian castle retreat set overlooking a lake. Just like the fictional Kellermans in the movie, the resort has been owned by one family, the Smileys, since 1869. There are daily activities like bingo and ice skating, depending on the season, but if you're a major Dirty Dancing fan, you'll want to plan around Mohonk's Swing Dance Weekend in March of 2022. After letting loose, sneak away to one of the many gazebos sprinkled all over the property. If you'd rather watch dance than participate, plan a trip to the Kotzebue Annual Summer Festival in Tivoli, New York. Dancers, musicians, and poets perform new works on an outdoor stage set on the 153-acre estate. No one is standing in a corner here. Looking for a steamy, tropical escape? Channeling how Stella got her groove back, head to Jamaica's romantic Negril. In this scene, Angela Bassett gradually lets her guard down at her resort's pajama party, dancing with Taye Diggs to the perfectly titled slow jam, The Art of Seduction, by Jamaican-British reggae artist Maxi Priest. In Negril, you have to stay at Rock House. In its 25 years on the island, it has hosted rock royalty like Bob Marley, Bob Dylan, and the Rolling Stones. While the new beachfront suites are stunning, it's the thatched roof bungalows that offer the most romantic getaway. Make time for swimming in the infinity pool at sunset and cliff jumping. But don't worry, red ladders descend into the sea for easy access back to dry land. During the day, visit Reggae Horseback, which offers romantic rides on shaded mangrove trails complete with native flora, fauna, and edible spices throughout its 900-acre private estate. You'll end the ride with a horseback trip to the beach and into the water for a ride and swim if you so choose. Come nighttime, head just down the road to the Rock House's sister property, home to the Jamaican outpost of Miss Lily's, where DJs spin reggae and dancehall into the late hours and the jerk platters reign supreme. On this date, inspired by Celine Sciamma's Portrait of a Lady on Fire, we're diving into France's Brittany region. In this pivotal scene, filmed in Saint-Pierre-Quiberon, Adèle Haenel and Noémie Merlan lower their scarves, meant to protect them from the strong wind, and kiss for the first time in a stone alcove on the beach. You'll find an equally breathtaking coastline in the Côte de Granitoise. There is no place in northwestern Brittany that's quite as impressive as the pink granite coast, which is dotted with spectacular rock formations. The geology ranges from massive rose gold boulders to eroded pink sand, all contrasted beautifully against the gray foam of the sea. Make sure to plan a trip around the Fine Art Museum in Quimper, which has many works by 18th century French female artists in its permanent collection. Look for portraits by Adelaide Labille-Gouillard in particular. And while in Brittany, visit Cancale. Set on the western side of the Bay de Mont-Saint-Michel, it supplies about a third of France's oysters. It's the perfect place to indulge. Beneath the town's lighthouse, you'll find half a dozen stalls fronted by women selling oysters of all sizes, as well as Europe's famous flat oysters, Boulogne oysters. Nothing says date night like a natural aphrodisiac. Our next film is Roman Holiday, the romance between journalist Gregory Peck and errant princess Audrey Hepburn has inspired many trips to the Eternal City. In this particular scene, Gregory finds Audrey, who's shirking her duties on a royal trip to Rome, enjoying a gelato on the city's famed Spanish Steps.
Well, it's you.
He invites her to explore the best of Rome for the day.
But don't you have to work?
Work now. Today is going to be a holiday.
Start your trip at the Residenza Napoleone III, an opulent suite in a restored 16th century building close to where the scene was filmed. To feel like a true European princess, lounge in the silk-canopied bed while the on-hand concierge helps book private tours and restaurant reservations. Saunter over to Prati, just north of St. Peter's Square, and duck into Casadora. It's a pasta-making lab that sells fresh noodles daily, alongside artisanal olive oils, sauces, and natural wines. Plus, there's a kitchen so you can experience the pasta for yourself if you'd rather have a romantic dinner for two. Grab a Vespa to visit the Spanish Steps. Just don't sit down. Perching on the steps a la Audrey can result in a $450 fine these days. You'll want to put that money towards a shopping spree at the luxury stores from Italian brands like Prada, Gucci, and Armani that surround the steps. As they say, when in Rome. In the iconic film Love and Basketball, written and directed by Gina Prince Bythewood, romance plays out across LA. In this scene, Sanaa Lathan wakes up Omar Epps 2 weeks before his wedding to share her feelings and challenge him to a high-stakes game of one-on-one.
I'll play you.
What?
One game, one-on-one.
For what?
Your heart.
Start your trip by staying at the proper downtown LA's basketball court suite. It reimagines the building's original vintage court as a luxuriously fantastical open-plan space, planned for a pre-tip-off omakase experience of more than 15 courses at Q, which sits just 5 minutes from LA's arena but feels a world away. The energy of downtown LA immediately slows down when you enter the intimate dining room, and few restaurants outside Tokyo execute omakase sushi to this level. If you're going to a game, try snagging floor or suite tickets to see the Clippers or Lakers hit the court. You never know what celebrity couple you could end up next to. And if you're interested in a romantic one-on-one game of your own, check out the BYO ball court at Angels Gate Park, which sits atop a cliff with incredible ocean views. Just remember, all's fair in love and basketball. And finally, to the gorgeous Singapore, for a date that reflects the romance of Constance Wu and Henry Golding's Rachel and Nick in Crazy Rich Asians. In this scene, we get our first glimpse of Singapore, with Constance and Henry's characters meeting up with his soon-to-be-married friends. They head straight for the bustling Newton Food Center, a famous hawker market in the city. They stop at different stalls, stocking up on dishes like laksa, satay, dumplings, and more.
Best satay on the island, for sure. All right.
Just like our protagonists, your first stop should be Newton Food Center. My best advice? Come hungry. Gorge yourself on the city's best street food, from Hup Key's fried oyster omelet to Hang's savory carrot cake. Collect bowls of nasi goreng, chili crab, and more from as many stands as you can before settling down and digging in. Singapore's gardens by the bay and its grove of 160-foot-tall super trees don't just make for an opulent wedding reception background or pretty Instagrams. Be sure to visit the cloud forest, which mimics the cool, misty ecology of the tropical highlands. It has a treetop walk and a jaw-dropping indoor waterfall. Next stop is Raffles, Singapore, which has maintained its near-mythical status even after its recent renovation. Book a room to get the full experience, including a personal butler, or simply end your day at the famed Long Bar, home of the boozy Singapore Sling cocktail. It's the perfect nightcap. And that's Around the World in 7 films. See you in the movie theater for more inspiration and even more extravagant date nights.